I never liked spiders, not because I had some irrational phobia, but because there was something unnerving about the way they moved, slow and patient, like they always had time. I thought I could just kill one if it ever got too close. I was wrong. The apartment was supposed to be a fresh start. After my last breakup, I needed somewhere cheap and far away from people I knew. The listing seemed perfect. Top floor, small balcony, low rent. The building itself had been empty for years before a real estate company renovated it, which basically meant slapping new paint over old problems. The first night I moved in, I noticed the walls. They weren't smooth like in a normal apartment. They had hairline cracks running across them, branching like veins. In some spots, the plaster bulged slightly, as if something underneath was pushing. I told myself it was just age. The scratching started on my third night. At first, it was faint, tiny movements behind the walls. I thought it was just mice, maybe rats. This was the city, after all. But then I started hearing it directly above me, in the ceiling, a slow, deliberate scraping, followed by a faint, rhythmic tapping. On the fifth night, I saw it. I was making coffee in the kitchen when movement caught my eye in the corner. Something pale shifted behind a torn strip of wallpaper. At first, I thought it was just my imagination, until it emerged, a spider. But it wasn't like any spider I'd seen. Its body was large, swollen, almost translucent, like stretched skin over liquid. Dark veins pulsed inside it. Its legs were long, too long, and bent in unnatural angles, each tipped with a sharp, black point. And the eyes, there were too many. They reflected the kitchen light in a dull, milky way, as if blind, but I knew it could see me. I froze. It tilted its head, if you could call it a head, and slowly retreated back into the wall crack, disappearing completely. That should have been my chance to kill it, but I didn't. The noises got worse. The scratching turned into heavy, deliberate movements. Some nights, I'd hear something dragging across the ceiling. Once I woke to find a single, thick strand of web hanging directly above my face. It wasn't normal spider silk. It was thicker, like fishing line, and wet to the touch. The smell was sweet, but rotten. Then things started disappearing. First, it was my cat, Milo. I had left him sleeping in the living room one night. In the morning, he was gone. The only trace was a small patch of his fur stuck to the sticky threads near one of the wall cracks. I searched the building, called his name for hours, but deep down, I knew. Next, it was the neighbor's kid. He was 6. Last I saw him, he was playing with a ball in the hallway. His parents tore through the building screaming, but he was just gone. No one mentioned the webs, but I saw them, thin strands running along the ceiling, connecting apartments. I should have left then. One night, around 3 a.m., I heard something in my room, not behind the wall, inside. I stayed perfectly still under my blanket, my phone dimmed in my hand. The only light came from the faint glow of the screen. Then I saw it. Stretching across the floor was a shadow with legs so long they barely seemed to bend. It lowered itself from the ceiling, silent. It was bigger now, much bigger, the size of a dog, maybe larger. The pale skin of its body pulsed and shifted, and I thought I saw movement inside it, shapes pressing against the membrane from within. Its eyes caught the light from my phone, and then it opened its mouth. Not the tiny mandibles I expected. Its whole underside split open, revealing glistening fangs, twitching in a pattern that almost looked intentional, like it was trying to form words. I wanted to scream, but the sound caught in my throat. The last thing I remember before blacking out was the silk, thick, wet, wrapping around my legs. I woke at dawn. My bed was empty, the sheets gone. The floor around me was covered in strands of web, some leading to the wall crack. I couldn't hear anything, but the air smelled of rot. That was the first time I saw the eggs. They were clustered in the corner, small and white, but wrong. Each one pulsed faintly, and when I looked close enough, I swore I could see tiny limbs shifting inside. I ran, no shoes, no bag, just ran down the stairs into the street. I stayed at a motel for a week. I didn't go back. But on the 8th night, I woke up to find a single strand of that same sticky silk draped across my face. I told myself it was impossible. I changed motels. It followed me. I've been in 3 different apartments since. The sounds always return, the scratching, the tapping, the faint dragging across the ceiling at night. Sometimes I catch glimpses, a long shadow retreating into a corner or a glistening thread hanging where it shouldn't be. Last week, I woke up to see it at the foot of my bed. It's grown again. Its legs brushed the walls on either side. Its body hung low, heavy with something moving inside. And its eyes. They weren't milky anymore. They were green, Milo's green. It didn't attack. It just stood there, watching me. And then, in a slow, deliberate movement, it dropped something onto the bed, a small, pale egg. It's on my desk right now. I can't bring myself to destroy it. I just keep staring at it, watching it pulse, waiting for it to hatch. I think it wants me to keep it safe. And I think I'm starting to understand what it's been whispering all along.